It's Brittany Bitch, and we're back. Welcome to Midnight Release, the Michelin star of the entertainment industry, where we give news, scores, and thoughts on the newest movies, shows, and video games. Please take a seat and enjoy the show.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Midnight Release on the road. I am back in my home state of Washington, which is why me and Calvin will not be doing a Rings of Power or a House of the Dragon episode on time this week. But we will be doing it and catching up on those later. But as I am a cinephile and I love to watch movies with my wife, we just watched... What did we watch?
Don't Worry, Darling.
Yes, Don't Worry, Darling. And we're going to be giving you our non-spoiler first half, the spoilers second half. We'll see how long this goes as we're just driving home. Take us about 40 minutes, so we'll see how much time we take with this.
Yes.
Yeah, so my wife, who is your biggest crush, Hollywood crush?
Harry Styles. Hands down.
Okay, so...
And I'm sure people could have guessed because of the movie.
Yeah. So, coming off of the movie, what were your initial reactions?
Of the movie or of Harry Styles?
The movie.
Oh. It was better than I expected. I feel like there was a lot of crazy, like, media drama and stuff that, like, people, I don't know. And I just heard, like, oh, it's not going to be that good. And seeing reviews of what other, what is it called? Like, Rotten Tomatoes and all that kind of stuff, those sites. I had seen them rate it in a way that I thought, like, oh, it's probably not going to be that great. But it has Florence Pugh as the lead. And so, anyways, my expectations were low. So I came out of this movie very pleased. Very happy that I watched it. I feel like I didn't waste my time going to the theaters. It was good. I loved it. And the acting, even with Harry Styles, it wasn't that bad. I think he held his own.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
He was a very surprising addition to this. And I think he's going to probably keep acting because I felt like he did not have a single scene where I said, ooh, that's not an actor, right?
Yeah.
So my initial reaction was, so this is like a psychological horror, I would say.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Lots of like scenes that don't make sense at the time. And throughout the entire first half of the film, I was holding my breath, hoping that this would make sense.
Yeah.
Because if a movie ever does a psychological thing like this, trying to like showing images and confusing you, if they ever are not clear enough, it completely ruins the movie for me.
Yeah.
And
like, it's fun piecing things together, but if it's totally like, I honestly don't know.
There is no way to piece what was being shown together, right?
No, after you watch the movie.
Well, after, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Yeah, so like there's no way to piece it together without understanding, without them showing you what happened. And when they showed it, it was just enough to understand, but not enough to be like, I mean, it was perfectly shown to where it was all shown, great, but they didn't like overboard you with information.
Right,
you know?
They weren't holding your hand through it to help let you know.
They showed everything needed, which is awesome. So yeah, psychological horror. Honestly, the vibe of the movie, this could have been an M. Night Shyamalan movie, is what I was feeling.
Oh, okay.
With like a above decent to decent movie, and then once the realization occurs, it now becomes good, really good.
Yeah.
But, you know, just watching Old recently, this movie was better than Old throughout the actual process of the movie, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree big time. And even, like, I loved the set and where, you know, everyone was living, wardrobe choices, the hairstyles.
I'll let Stacey talk about these things as a girl.
Good. As a girl.
But these aren't things that I really care too much about. I mean, I care if it's a problem, but I don't appreciate it to the extent you do.
Oh.
So I'm glad you bring it up.
I mean, in this movie, it's like you see in the trailer that like the wives live like the cookie cutter kind of wife. So just with all that, they did so well in making them look like that. It was so pleasing to the eye. I loved it.
Yep.
Oh.
So yeah, like we said, it kind of does follow that M. Night Shyamalan vibe of first half explaining the story, kind of giving you tidbits here and there, and then the second half is the understanding and how the protagonist gets out of the situation, or whatever.
See, I've only seen old, I think, of like M. Night Shyamalan, so like I wouldn't know. But that's cool. So that's
yeah.
That's
saying
most
first
of
half,
what
second
he kinda
half
does.
that's not accurate in terms of the time. I mean, the realization can occur later, but yeah, he always does a movie like that.
Okay.
Where you have a realization of what is going on.
Okay.
In some form.
Definitely this movie.
Yeah. So, but I felt like it was better than most of his movies.
Yeah.
That I've seen.
I agree big time online.
I feel like a lot of the conversations felt real, and what do you call it? Yeah, like in that the opening scene, draw me in. I felt like I was watching a few fun people having a good little party.
Yep.
I like the conversations taking place.
Yes.
They gave enough to tease you.
Yes, that's another thing.
But not enough to ever let you get close to what's actually happening.
Yep.
So when the realization occurs, it's freaking awesome.
Exactly.
And yeah. So for a score, what would you give it on a letter score?
Letter score. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at these. I feel like an A. A minus. A minus. But you agree? You tell me what you would think. I was just totally the whole film, like in it and watching it. I had a friend tell me like the first half was kind of boring, like or slow.
Yeah.
And so for me, I went in it like, oh, I bet that's gonna be the same for me. But I wasn't. Like they gave enough little, like little droppings for you to pick up and be intrigued. At least for me. So I'd give it like an A minus. Is that's below S, right?
Yeah, below S. So S, A, B, C, D.
Oh
F.
wait, there's no minuses.
No, there is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, then you tell me what you think.
Okay. Okay, yeah, definitely above a B. Let me think.
But
I just don't know if it had the oomph to be an S. Just like throughout the process, I don't know. It's freaking difficult. This one's difficult.
What? Yeah, I'd never considered it to be an S, but why didn't I? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's close. I think it's close. This is a movie that I really enjoyed. There was no moments that stuck out in a bad way. All the acting was solid. There was no lines of like weirdness that occurred either, which is also very much a positive. As it seems like no writers can write just a solid 2-hour movie with no issues. I will say there's a line where he's just like the word headquarters. I feel like is a little too used and like go to headquarters type of thing. So they use that word a couple times, and just because of the sheer use of it in movies and like life, like go to headquarters type of thing. I don't know. That's weird. I'm not saying anyone else should agree with this. That was like I'm just using this example as why this movie didn't really have any problems in this regard, is because the word headquarters was my only issue. And not that it was actually an issue, it's just like there's one time when Chris Pine used it and I was like, that just felt a little weak. That just felt a little, yeah. Which is at the dinner table when we're talking.
Oh, okay.
Which is a highlight that you can see on YouTube if you haven't watched this movie yet.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man. Yeah, so... I'm actually going to go A+.
Oh.
Which, if we bring our score down together... If we bring our score down, it'll be an A. But do you want to go up to A+? Do you feel strong about A-?
No. I just say it because I don't really critique things, so... with like ratings like this often.
Gotcha.
So this was a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
I would be completely fine with it being an A+. I don't think it would be overrating it at all.
Okay. Yeah. So, now we have our score. We're going to give our stars. Now, nothing I have seen yet while doing this YouTube channel and podcast, I have not given a star out yet. Actually, no, we did give a star to Better Call Saul. Yeah. We gave a star to Better Call Saul 6. And right now I want to give out the rough draft of what each star means. Because with Michelin star, we know that 1 star means if you're in the neighborhood, go and watch it. I mean, go and eat the food. If you... 2 stars is go out of your way to eat here. 3 stars is make a solid trip just for this food. And as if you know, we are trying to be the Michelin star of the entertainment industry. So, my rough draft as of now is 1 star will be if you are a fan of the genre or you get good vibes from the trailer, spend the money to watch it in theaters. 2 stars is everyone should watch this in theaters. And 3 stars is buy the film either online or on a DVD so that you can watch it whenever. So basically, if I give it a star, I'm telling you, spend money on this movie or show or video game, whatever we're reviewing. So I think, actually, I want you to do stars. If you think there should be a star in this movie.
Me?
Yeah.
I think there should be, with your logic or with what each star means.
Uh-huh.
I definitely think the first one's go watch it in theaters, right? Go spend money to watch it.
If you like the
genre.
Yeah, if like the genre or get good vibes from the trailer.
Yes.
Like you should spend money on it if that is appealing to you. And the 2 stars is regardless of what you think, you should watch this movie.
Okay, that's hard. Oh my goodness. I definitely think it should be a 1 star. I don't know about 2.
We are Xanadu. Xanadu.
I'm gonna go for
Actually,
1.
Real quick.
What?
Out of nowhere, that song came up on my YouTube, and I listened to it this morning. Remember?
Yes.
And that fits this movie. Like that, this song should have been in this freaking movie. Xanadu. It's been stuck in my head all day, and that is just hilarious.
Is that the universe just planting a seed in your head?
Xanadu. Imagine if they freaking played it when I was playing.
Oh, I would die.
Yeah.
Because you've been singing it all day.
All day is a stretch. Twice.
Okay, nah.
Yeah.
3
3
times. I'm gonna say 1, and I'm scared to give 2 because I'm scared for you to be like, that's too high.
Yeah.
So you come in and you're the expert here.
Okay. So this is extremely hard for me. I am not on the edge of 2. I'm on the edge of none to 1.
Oh, okay.
But the fact that I'm even on the edge of 1 is good.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What?
I definitely think people should go see this if they kind of like this vibe.
You're right. I'm going
Right?
1. Easy 1.
Right?
Yeah, easy 1. Coming off the theaters, I said, this is probably going to be my first movie star that I'm giving. And I think it is. You're right. You just freaking convinced me right there.
There you go.
Just you reiterating that. Boom. Star. Okay. Final score, A+ and 1 single star for Don't Worry, Darling. Okay. Now let's do our quick spoiler section for those who have seen it and want to get into it. So,
How do you want
I don't want to go over every single scene.
Right. I won't remember.
Yeah, and we only got about 10 more minutes of this drive,
15,
so...
yeah.
Let's start off with... Okay. So, her whole transition from being a happy, loving wife to having questions,
Yeah.
that all felt kind of quick to me, no?
It definitely was.
Yeah.
And that's something that at least I liked, that they were making us like her. I'm not making sense. Like showing things for her to question so that we weren't lost in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can definitely see. Wait, you don't like that?
No, I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying this quick.
And it was quick.
The motif of threes usually is used in movies and films. And they only had one scene of showing her happiness, like her daily routine.
Right.
The second time they showed her daily routine, it was, she's already going crazy.
More zoned. Yeah, the egg crushing, that was that second
Like,
time.
usually the motif of three works where 2 scenes of happy daily routine. The third one, she goes nuts.
Yes.
But they just did 2.
Oh, yes.
I was thinking, oh, wow.
But she didn't, I mean, the third time, or at least if I'm right, the third time is when she wrapped her head with the saran wrap. That's kind of, she's going crazy.
But the second time she already did. That's what I'm saying. It was
just
quick.
not as quick. Yes,
It was quick.
you're definitely right. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. She was just obviously different. She was like scrubbing and didn't look happy, and
Yes,
Something's
yes.
up. So that's something I wanted to look back to. If you remember, what was the very first moment? What caused this? Because I felt like it wasn't. What they were trying to show us didn't fully make sense. Like, would she actually go crazy after that? That's what I remember thinking. Do you remember?
Was it Margaret?
Oh, yeah.
At the party? That first party, like...
I think she went crazy. I think she had the kind of rushed cleaning and, like, not looking happy before the party. But I think it was Margaret. I think it was them seeing Margaret.
Right? And she's like, I'm
Okay.
not...
Yeah, you're right. It's just seeing Margaret act weird.
And that's another thing, too.
Yeah.
All the other ladies are like, oh, she's off. She's crazy. Like Margaret is. But Florence was, like, defended her. She was like, oh, guys, be nice. Like, she's just having a hard time. She wasn't totally like, oh, yeah, that Margaret is just super crazy. You know? She's already different from them in that way, too.
Yeah.
Oops.
And I'm curious why. Was it just like her, whatever shock they give to the body? Was it just, what do you call it? It just didn't affect her as well as the other people? You know? Like some people have shocks to the head for death, you know, the death chair.
Yeah.
And they won't die, but other people will die, you know?
Yeah.
Was it just not as strong of a connection for her, maybe?
Maybe.
That's, you know, it just seems like she's different.
Definitely.
And it could be just a connection.
Right. Which I'm sure that would make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So then the other scene, you know, this is the type of movie that I feel like we need to watch twice.
Yeah. For sure.
Because then you'll be able to get every little detail, understanding the full situation, and like every time you see Jack and her get dirty,
right,
it'd be gross, you know?
Oh yeah,
It's
seriously,
like,
even worse.
he's like a mantis feasting when it wasn't actually love.
No. Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
He just got out of the real world.
Feasting.
He got out of the real world. He wants to be in his fake reality with his wife, and that's why they're always acting like that. Like it's always a honeymoon, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's sick of the world and he wants to be in the fake one. So I feel like there's so many little faces, nuances. Every little scene, I think there could be a new glean out of it of he's doing this because of his life sucks and he wants to be here and do this.
What my question is? I wish I remembered their names, but Olivia Wilde's character, do you think she ever looked at him in disgust? Or, you know, like just all the other dudes? Like the other men? Because she was there willingly because of her kids, to have her kids in the simulation that were dead in the real world.
Yeah. Which is a good reason.
Right. But
if
she was there
can't hold on.
Yeah. So I wonder
if you can't let go. Yeah.
if she was just like, when she'd observe them, like, oh gosh, they're the worst. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was she just... Oh, sorry.
It'd be cool if we were able to see a quick scene of every person's real body in the bed.
Ooh,
That
that would have been
to see how
so
gross they
cool.
looked, or like, you know, just
Yuck.
worldly. So the egg scene, that's a good one to look back to after understanding the truth, as you brought up before the podcast. So it looks like the simulation has enough control to where if you're not cracking the egg to make food, it doesn't give you the egg. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe, right? Like there's that like glitch of it, or I don't know.
I don't think glitch is the word.
Is it not?
No. Because it seemed like they weren't giving her the egg because she was just crushing it in her hand.
Oh, okay. I see.
No way it'd just be like a lucky glitch like that. Unless it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you saying like because she could tell that there was no egg in there? That's why she crushed it?
Maybe. I don't know.
A glitch?
There's so many different ideas that run through my mind.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter too much. It's just a little thing that's like, this was something that could have tipped you off to, this is fake.
Yes.
Even though that never went through my mind one time. Did it go through yours?
No. Or, like, where they lived was fake? Or like,
No,
it's a fake...
It's simulation.
Oh, no. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
I mean, obviously it's fake.
Yes,
the whole time.
Yes.
It's like, okay, this is fake, yeah. Jack, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Or should I remember his name?
Yeah, it's Jack.
Chris Pine. No, Chris Pine.
Oh.
Chris Pine has obviously made just a fake civilization that they can be fake happy in.
That is so crazy. That is our VR, but to a psychotic level of taking people's will to live in the real world. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
So, what was your favorite scene?
The first thing, because we just watched this, and so it's all like how I feel.
It's just reacting right now, yeah.
Instead of
which is probably the most
really
raw feeling.
Hey.
You know?
Yeah.
You're not giving too much thought. You're just like giving it right off the cuff.
Right. Well, good. Because the first scene that comes to my mind is Chris Pine when Jack and Florence Pugh invite like everyone over to dinner.
Oh, okay.
And then Chris Pine approaches Florence in the kitchen. That scene.
Yes.
And he's like, he acknowledges that like what she's thinking is real, like what she knows is true. Oh.
Yeah. So I thought you were gonna bring up when he saw them making out in his bedroom.
Oh.
And he just stares at him and then walks. That was funny. That was hilarious.
That was my favorite scene. Yeah. No,
I agree. That was
weird.
That was like the pinnacle pre-realization moment. Like,
yes.
Okay, what is the freak is going on? I loved the acting of both of them.
Seriously.
That was like the best acting moment because
he did so good.
He was so confident. Like, I'm glad you're doing this.
Yeah.
It was just a moment that felt so genuine and
that she couldn't do anything about it. That she wasn't gonna be able to get away with it. Like he was going to win.
Yeah. But it was like it's a scene I've never seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Before. I really enjoyed that. Like, okay, we got ourselves a mental battle between the good and bad, and they both know it, and they're right in each other's faces.
Yeah.
And it just felt really cool to me. And this, like, at this point, this is one of the moments where I was like, this might get a star.
Is that where it turned for you?
Yeah, like, I was like, this might get a star, because this feels different, and it was just so, every word said at that dinner table was good.
Very good. And it made that scene, like you said before, more powerful, because that dinner scene at the table where she has that outburst was like given to us before the movie was released as a little sneak peek, right?
Yeah.
It makes it so much better.
Watching it, you're like, okay, that looks like a good scene.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. It's not great.
Yeah.
But then you see just the 2 minutes prior, and it's like, that's a great scene.
It was so good. Would you say that was your favorite scene, or what?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Oh yeah, you too?
Yeah.
I wonder what else.
It's funny how whenever I do these with Calvin or you, whenever I say favorite scene, it's always the same.
Wow.
I'm just waiting for the day that it's not that case, but
yeah. And maybe it's not really, like, if I went through it all, maybe I'd be like, oh, actually, but that's the first scene that's in my brain.
But I do want to point out, like, that was like favorite scene, but I want to say, like, I felt like some of the most impressive stuff was showing the tidbits of her life prior that she was remembering.
Oh, yes.
And then showing what those were and why they were. Just the way they executed it, I thought was pretty flawless.
Oh, like that kind of like the
showing those nurses and the eyeball, and you're like, this all is just so wacky and like psychological, like what the freak.
Yes.
And then seeing how it makes sense is like actually seeing them all make sense now is awesome. It was great.
Oh my gosh, no, what was I gonna say? Oh, dang it. There's something that I loved, and I totally forgot what I was gonna say when I started listening to you. Anyways.
Yeah, but I did a podcast on another podcast talking about like top 5 movies I would want to watch again, and I think almost the majority of them, if not all of them, were like movies like this, where you have this big realization and everything changes.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like those are the best movies to watch again. Obviously, I feel like comedy can tend to be better when watched multiple times.
Yep.
And things like Lord of the Rings or like just great movies,
with
watching
so much
them
depth.
Another time is good. I don't really need to watch it again necessarily. But this is not a movie I would put in my top 5. It's not, it's not a 2-star or a 3-star. It is really good and does deserve the 1 star. Again, just seeing Jack and having this watching 70% of the movie, 75-80%, and feeling a certain way about all these characters, and having all of it switch in a blink of an eye.
Oh my word! And
just be like feeling bad for all the girls and seeing all the men as pigs or like disgusting for choosing that.
Yes.
It was just awesome.
So good.
Highly recommend.
Oh, I love the transition to like when she's getting like electrocuted in the brain on the table. So then the camera switching and it's her being her nurse or doctor, whatever she works in.
Yeah.
That was
just that whole like 10-minute stuff going on there. That was all
really good. I liked that too a lot. That could be a second. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I was
There's just something like raw and natural about the dinner table scene with her going against whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
The leader. Just something wrong that just is the best to me. But like, seeing that 10-minute clip of seeing all the realizations occurring, it was great. It could easily be someone's favorite, and I would accept it easily.
Right. Oh, but yet I agree with you. I'd love to watch this again.
Yeah.
For that reason, like, oh my gosh, because most of the women except Olivia Wilde's character, they have no idea. They're just there and they're just robots.
Yeah, I just want to. Yeah. Like just looking back, I can see how Olivia was different than the other girls,
Yeah.
All the other ones are all, like, happy and, like, waving, and she's over there smoking her cigarette, kind of chilling.
You know what? That's funny.
I'm in heaven right now, just kind of chilling. So you could always tell that difference between Olivia. You could see that just a little bit.
Yes.
Just, like, she's a little bit more mellowed out.
Yes.
So.
And when she approached Florence in the bathroom and Florence was crying when Jack got promoted.
I want to watch that scene now.
I had a weird feeling like, oh, does she just know? Like, is she evil too? Kind of thing.
Did you?
For a split second, didn't think about it, moved on.
I didn't think about that.
Only because she was like, no. I don't know what Florence said something, she's like, no. And it seemed like, is she trying to stop her from thinking this? That she doesn't. But it wasn't something that I actually thought about.
Well,
I wouldn't say I guessed it or anything. It's just, the millions of thoughts that run through your head when you're trying to figure out what's going on. It was one of those thoughts, so.
Gotcha.
Anyways.
Okay, cool. Well, that's about it. We just got home, so if you liked our scores and you agree with them, please comment. If you didn't like them and have your own scores, please let us know down below as well.
Yes.
Please like and subscribe so more people can see what we're doing here. And thank you so much, and have a blessed day. Love you.
Bye.